All right, guys, so I'm hoping this won't be too jumpy with me holding the phone this time. But I wanted to talk to you today about the properties of multiplication. Okay, the first two are super simple. Okay, so we have the zero property, and the zero property says that anything times zero equals zero. Yep, you knew that one, right? So 1 million times zero equals zero. 5,764 times 0 equals 0. But this is also really handy. It can kind of come in as a shortcut if you have 7 times 6 times 5 times 4 times 3 times, and you have a really big problem and then it has a 0 in there somewhere. As long as you can identify that little 0 in there, you don't have to do any of this other work, because you know that 0 makes the whole problem a 0, the whole product a 0. So look for that, because that can help you out and save you some time. Now, the identity property of multiplication, okay, that's really easy too. That's just saying any number times 1 is that number, okay? That's its identity, okay? So 8 times 1 equals 8. 1 million times 1, times 1 equals 8. 1 million times 1 equals 1 million. It keeps its identity when it's multiplied times 1, okay? The distributive property. We've already worked some with the distributive property in some of our tricks. Okay, same, this is a 0 trick, this is a 1's trick. This is kind of like what we did for our 12's trick. Okay, so when we had like a 12 times 7, okay, and we weren't real sure on that, what we would do is we would take it and we would say, okay, well, I know 10 times 7 and 2 times 7. I can break up this 12. I can distribute this 12 with a 10 and a 2. Okay, that 10 and 2, it's going to equal 12. So if I can do 10 times 7, which is really easy mental math, that's 70. And 2 times 7, which is really easy mental math, that's 14. Then I can put them back together here, and I get 84. What I did is I took that 12 and I kind of distributed it. Here, I broke it up. Okay, that was our break one factor down. Okay, so then we have commutative. Commutative says that if I have 5 times 4, it is the same thing as 4 times 5. That's what makes all these facts so nice, is that if you memorized them once one way, then you already have them memorized the other way. So 5 times 4 is 20, and 4 times 5 is 20. So by the time you get to your 12 sheet, you've already memorized all the 12s on all the other pages. So all you're down to now is that 12 times 12, which is 144. So either way you do it, okay, 5 times 4 or 4 times 5, they're both going to equal 20. You're going to get the same answer there. And then we go down to the associative property. And this associative property would be, let's use 4 times 5 again. And then let's throw in another number, times 6. Okay, use 4 times 5. Oh, I'm not going to do that. Okay, and then times 6. If I do it this way or that way. Let's see, I have 4 times 5, that's 20. 20 times 6, I can do 2 times 6 and then add a 0, is 120. Okay, here I have 5 times 6. I know 5 times 6 is 30, okay, and then 30 times 4, or 3 times 4, it's 12, add a 0. Okay, so I can say I can do this group first. I can associate these together first, okay, or I can associate the opposite way. It doesn't matter, okay? It's very similar to the commutative property. The commutative property I think of as just 2 factors, and then the associative property, sometimes I think it's helpful to do more than 2, 3 factors there. So again, the order doesn't matter in which you do these. You can do those first, you can do these first. So hopefully that helps some for your zero property of multiplication, your identity property of multiplication, distributive, commutative, and associative properties of multiplication.